Konnichiwa! Hello, my name is Miki and welcome to my channel. Today I will be showing you how to do brows, or how I do my brows specifically. I did not know how to do brows for the longest time. I still don't kind of know how to do brows because I don't know, I feel like there are days where I'm just like, girl, who did your brows? But I have finally just said, screw it, I am going to do brows the way I want to do them and stop trying to follow everybody else's brows with, you know, different kinds of things that everyone's doing, kind of like carving out their brows and putting on too much freaking concealer to make them look perfect. I don't want to do all that. I don't have time for all of that. Everything that I use in this video is super duper affordable and basically super easy, super fast. In my opinion, super fast. And you don't have to do all that carving out. So if you're interested in a quick brow, affordable brow, and a long-lasting brow, then stay tuned. And the things that I'm gonna be using today are super duper affordable. If you can't get these things, then I don't know how to help you because it's probably the most affordable brow you could ever have. Besides one thing that is like something that you can get from like Sephora or Ulta, but everything else is basically drugstore brand. Let me just mention, it took me a while to get these brows, and by like these brows, I am talking about these thick hairs. For about 5 or 6 months, I was putting castor oil on my eyebrows and my eyelashes. The one thing that I had so much trouble on, that I'm still having a little bit of trouble, that you can see, is I have a gap right here and I have a little bit of patchiness right here and towards the end. So I have just been putting castor oil on as much as possible right when I get out of the shower, and it's been helping tremendously. Another thing that has helped so much, and I mean like a night and day difference. I wish I would have taken before and after photos, but I have been using the Brow Conditioning Primer from Benefit. This thing is like a godsend for my eyebrows. The longest time I had problems growing hair like right in the front right here. I have been using this every morning and night. So when I wake up and wash my face, I put this on with my moisturizer, and at night after I get out of the shower, I moisturize my face, and don't forget to put this on. I have been using this for maybe a month and it has changed my brows drastically, and it's also a really great, I mean, it's meant to be a primer, so it's really great for that as well, and I already have that on my brows. The things that you're gonna need is a brow powder. Now, I did a full face using Hard Candy, and this is like my new favorite brow powder just because the consistency, it's really smooth. This is my favorite as of right now. Now, I do also use the NYX brow powder. I love this stuff as well. Today I'm just using this, and this is 2 brow powders, a wax, and this is a brow highlight that I really not that into, but for the price of this, I believe this is $6. I'm not really sure. I'll leave the link to the video down below. But this is so affordable and it's so great for a brow powder. I just love it. The second thing you're gonna need is a brow pencil. Now, this is pretty similar to the Anastasia Brow Wiz, which I use all the time. The only thing about this, first, how about I mention what the hell it is? It is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer, and it is very affordable. It is a drugstore brand. The only thing I don't like about this is it balls up at the end, and I really don't like brow pencils that do that, but I just love how smooth this is. I use it to line my brows, and I just love it. I love the color. I love the creaminess of it. It works like a dream. And the fact that it has a spoolie on the end is always a plus. The other thing you're going to need is, you don't have to use this. I don't always use this. You just need some kind of brush that is maybe a little bit smaller than the thickness of your brows. So as you can see, this kind of goes like right here. It fits in between my brow, not in between. It is smaller than the thickness of my brows. That is a struggle that everyone has been through, the thin brows. If you haven't, then great for you. A lot of us fucked up. The next thing you're gonna need is a angled brush. The other thing that I like to use personally, I like having a standing mirror. This is the mirror I use every single day. It actually lights up, and I love it because when I am doing my brows, I have to have a lot of light. Right now I have my ring light, I have a lamp, and I have this thing. And that is actually everything that I turn on when I'm doing my brows, because when I'm doing my brows, I wanna know that I'm getting all the patchiness filled in. I don't really care if they match because, like they always say, brows are supposed to be sisters, not twins. And sometimes my brows don't even wanna be friends. So sometimes it's a little bit hard for me to get them similar, but one brow is kind of thicker than the other and there's just nothing I can do about it. You'll probably see when I do the other brow. So enough talking and let's just get to the brow. I will zoom you guys in and you can see what I do on this side, hopefully without me having to look at the mirror too much. All right, so I have you guys zoomed in, and as you can see, my brow gets a little skinnier right here and it looks a little bit weird, but all in all, this is the way I like my brows to look, and I don't like having the darkness here. A lot of people like, you know, the fade, the super fade. I'm not into the super fade. I like a little bit of color, but not too much to where it looks like I just took a crayon and filled in my brows. First thing I'm gonna use is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. This is in the color Brunette. As you can see, it is a pretty fine tip. And the one thing I love about these things is you never have to sharpen them. All right, it's gonna get a little bright because I got my mirror here. But what I like to do is I like to just carve out the shape of my brows. And by that, I just like to do a line. Wow, it's really hard to talk while you're doing your brows because I don't know about anybody else, but when I'm doing my brows, I need complete concentration. I can't, it's really hard for me to talk, but I will try my best. So I basically just line the outside of my brows of where I want them to begin, where I want them to stop. And this is my thicker brow. As you can see, it is very, very hard because it goes straight and then up. And I have tried to fix that so many times, but brow hairs just take so long to grow. It's not the easiest of tasks. So this brow is going to look a little thicker than the other. I'm just gonna bring it down. I don't really care for making the point just yet. After I draw out this part right here, I'm gonna bring it down to the front. As you can see on the tip right there, it's getting a little, you know, balled up. So I'm just gonna clean that off real quick. Now I'm going to go in to the top area. Now the top half, I never start drawing a line here. I always start here. Because if you draw a line here, you're just gonna have a harsh line and it's gonna look fucking ridiculous. So I start right here and just follow the top of my brow. And this brow pencil is awesome because you don't even have to push really hard. It just glides on smoothly. And as you can see, nothing over here is perfect. Just because I don't care for that right now, I will fix it as I go along. And not done with the pencil just yet. I'm gonna use it to kind of fill in a little bit, but I'm never gonna go past that line where I started in the beginning. I'm not gonna touch over here just yet. So I'm just gonna do this and fill in those sparse areas, darken it a little bit, not too much. And this is also a really good trick. I will show you in a second, but this is a really good trick if it's summertime as well, for your brows to stay on, to stay put. If you come from humid weather or if you're going to the beach and you're gonna be sweaty and you want your brows to stick, this is a good trick. All right, so now I'm going to open up my powder right here. I'm gonna take my e.l.f. angled brush and I'm gonna go into this dark color right here, sweep some on there. And I'm basically going to reline the line that I just drew with the pencil. And this actually helps set the pencil. So I'm gonna do that on the bottom and the top. And this is where you can start finally, you know, doing the tips right here and shape the tips. Okay, and I'm going to finish by filling up the middle part with the powder. Just basically brushing through. All right, now as you can see, I still have the front part that I have to do, and I do have a little bit missing here, so I'll go back with the pencil and clear that up. I'm gonna take the spoolie that was on the L'Oreal pencil and just brush my brows. Now with this is the main reason why I really like this L'Oreal pencil, is because once you use the spoolie, it blends out the pencil to where it kind of, I don't know if you can see, but it filled in a little bit of my patchiness. So if you take this, it basically just moves the pencil around and blends it into your hairs and kind of takes care of those patchy areas. You also don't want a super harsh line either, like you just took a pen and, you know, drew a line. So it's great to use a spoolie to blend that part out. Now I'm gonna go in with that eyeshadow brush that I mentioned earlier, and I'm gonna reach into this again, and I'm gonna just seriously, just one press. As you can see, it is coated, and I'm just gonna take that and just press right here. Look at that. Brows instantly, because I don't want to sit here and mess with the front part, because I think the front part is like the hardest part to actually get your eyebrows, because like I said, you don't want a harsh brow where it looks like you just took a crayon and drew your brows on. You want a little bit of gradient, so where it gets lighter and then it gets fuller and darker, because that's normally what natural brows look like. I really, really like this trick. I just basically pat it in, and if I have any areas like right here a little bit at the top that I'm missing, I will go back in with the angled brush with some powder and just lightly brush it. Here, I'll give an example. I got my angled brush right here, and I'm gonna take a little bit of the powder, and I'm just going to lightly press the powder. I don't wanna really, like, you know, make a line. I just kinda wanna push, so I'm not getting a lot of powder on my eyebrows. But as you can see, that part is now filled in. I'll do the same on the bottom right here. I don't know if you can see, but I have a little few stragglers. So I'm just going to lightly pat where I want the powder, and even flick it up a little bit. But I am barely touching my skin, my eyebrows. Can go ahead and fix this brow right here. I know it doesn't look like I'm doing much, but trust me, when you're actually looking at yourself doing it, it makes a huge difference. As you can see, this brow is a little bit higher than over here. Honestly, I don't care. It is not a big deal for me, because I don't feel like people are like, oh, is her eyebrows crooked? Are they straight? I just don't give a fuck what you think. And if I like the way my brows are, that's all that matters. If you are super duper, you know, anal about that kind of stuff, then you can go ahead and clean that up. But this is just the way that I do my brows. It's just simple and quick and easy and basically waterproof. All right, so that is how I do my brows. I really hope that this helps some of you out there. I have to be honest, I did not start filling in my brows until early last year. I know the struggle of how hard it can be to find your brow shape, find what's best color-wise for your brows. It took me a while even to find the perfect brow color, and honestly, it doesn't have to be the exact same as your hair. It could be darker, lighter. It's all about preference. Now, I just want to state, this is not how you're supposed to do brows. You know, this is just the way I do it. I feel like it's an easy way for beginners, if you're new to brows, if you've never done brows, or if you just want to try something different. I really hope it can help somebody, because I really wish that I had someone to teach me to do my brows and I didn't have to figure it out on my own. There were times I was just filling them in completely with pencil and they looked fucking horrible. Girl, who did your brows? It's just something that I had to learn on my own through pictures and through videos, and so I really hope that this helps someone. I know the struggle. I will link everything that I use down below, and if you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click that big red button that says subscribe. If you have any tips, tricks, questions, comments, or if you simply just want to talk shit, leave it all in the comment section below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye! bye.